My father has been questioning my paternity for years because he found out that my mother cheated and demanded that I take a test. Now he confirmed that I am his, but I don't want to be his son anymore. A month ago, I, 19, found out my mom had an affair around the time I was conceived. A couple of days later, my dad asked me if I'd be willing to take a DNA test. This was hard on me. Growing up, I always felt like my dad liked my brothers more than me. He would always be more interested in doing things with them. And I just thought it was because he had different personalities. I never thought that it might be because I wasn't his biological son. When my dad asked for the DNA test, I told him I didn't want to do it. I don't want to know. And I don't want him to think differently of me if it turns out I'm not his biological son. He told me that he wouldn't think differently of me and was just ready to know the truth. I told him that I didn't believe him because I felt that he always liked my brothers more than me, and I asked him if it was because he didn't think I was his. He told me that this was his first time hearing that and told me that he loved us all equally. He said that he was hurt that I thought he didn't like me and never went to him about it. He said that the possibility of me not being his never left his mind, but he just couldn't connect with me as well as he could with my brothers and apologized for making me feel that way. This didn't make me feel any better. He asked again for a DNA test and I told him that I did not want one and I wasn't going to change my mind. When I told him that, he told me that he understood and to let him know if I ever did. A couple of days after that, my brothers basically tried to confront me about it. They told me that they talked to dad and they believe that I'm being selfish. They said it's been on his mind for years and he has a right to know, and so do they. They said I should at least give my DNA sample to our dad so he can know, but I don't want to do that. I'm currently not speaking with my mom and I don't plan to anytime soon. I'm pretty sure my brothers and my dad are upset with me too. My dad is telling me he's not upset and he understands, but the way my brothers are acting, I'm not really sure. My boyfriend told me that he sees both sides but thinks my dad does have a right to know and thinks I should do it because it's just prolonging the inevitable. I don't think I'm prolonging anything because I never want to find out. If my dad says he wouldn't change the way he'll treat me or see me, I don't think the test is necessary. Update: 4 months later. After a lot of back and forth, I decided to go through with the DNA test. I felt pressured and just gave in. It was terrifying and I regretted doing it initially. I was scared to know and scared of what would happen if I wasn't actually my dad. I was feeling a lot of feelings and often cried waiting for the results. When the results came in, it turned out that he is my dad. That's exactly what I wanted, but it still felt wrong in a way. I'm not sure how to explain it. I just felt and still feel sad. I know he said nothing would have changed, but I know things would have. I just felt that if he knew I wasn't his, he wouldn't want anything to do with me. Not that he is anyway. When I originally wrote my post, I said I wouldn't talk to my mom anytime soon. I lied. I think I started talking to her about 2-ish weeks after, not exactly sure. I wanted answers and kinda to understand her a little bit more. My mom and I are still not as close as we used to be, but not talking to her either made me sad as well, so I'm kinda in the middle. I was never close with my dad or my brothers, so when I lost that trust and connection with my mom, I really only had my boyfriend left. If I didn't have him, I would genuinely feel alone right now. My dad has been trying and I appreciate that in a way. He keeps trying to invite me to places and stuff. I went a few times, but I kinda just felt out of place. He rarely did this before the test and it's making me sad that he's doing it now. When I hang out with him, it feels forced. My boyfriend tries to tell me that I might be making it up in my head, and I might be, but I don't know how to address it with my dad. On the bright side, my family did apologize to me.